Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Dr. Janine Bayer. I'm the chair of the English department, and I am here today to teach you about information literacy and the college level research process. I'd like to begin with this little cartoon. As you can see, the boy in the cartoon is absolutely shocked that he got an F on his assignment because, as he proudly proclaims, I copied everything straight off of the internet. Now you might chuckle at that and say, oh, come on, we know better than that. We know that we're not supposed to copy everything straight from the internet on our college research papers. That's fantastic. That's just wonderful. What might surprise you, however, is that a vast majority of students entering college in America today do not understand what information literacy is or why it's so important. So I'm here today to teach you about why information literacy is so important and hopefully to put you on the path toward becoming a top-notch research scholar. So let's begin with the definition. Information literacy, simply put, is finding the right information and knowing how to use it. Please notice that this definition does not say finding any old information and using it. And it doesn't say finding the first 3 hits on a Google search and knowing how to use it. It says finding the right information and knowing how to use it. But what exactly do we mean when we talk about information? After all, we are inundated every single day with information, aren't we? We sometimes feel overwhelmed by information. We call it information overload. We don't know what to do with all of the information. So let me break it down for you. There are various types of information literacy. As you can see from this, there's media literacy, numerical literacy, computer, traditional, library literacy, and these are only a few of the different types of literacies that we have. We also have cultural literacy, pop culture literacy, sports literacy, gaming literacy, music literacy, all these different types of literacies. So information literacy refers to being able to find the right information in a specific field and knowing how to use that information intelligently. In order to do this, we are going to focus today on library literacy. Whenever we talk about library literacy, we're talking about developing a research strategy, finding sources and determining their validity, and employing ethical considerations such as documenting and citing your sources. Now, you might look at all this and say, oh, geez, Dr. Bayer, that sounds like a heck of a lot of work. Why can't we just Google everything? After all, we've been doing Google searches for our research all of our lives. Seems to work pretty well for us. I have an answer in 3 words. Credibility is key. When you start doing college level research, your professors are going to expect and require that you use credible sources. And what that means is that your sources for your papers and research projects are reliable and that they can be trusted. It is a key factor. That is why we have the academic databases at La Roche. The academic databases, when you access them, you'll see that they are fast, comprehensive, clearly organized, scholarly, and here's the best part. They are guaranteed credible and easy to use. When I say guaranteed credible, let me explain what that means. If you do a Google search, you might come up with, 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 hits in your search results for whatever you searched. When you get those results in a Google search, You very often have no idea if your sources are credible. You don't know if the first 3 hits or the first 5 hits are from really good sources that have academic integrity, do you? You just don't know. So what do? You say, well, I'm busy, I have so much to do, I'm just going to grab those first 3 sources. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they are good, credible sources. Well, let me tell you something. That kind of research process does not fly in college level research, okay? You've got to do your due diligence, and that's why the academic databases are key. When you use the academic databases, the information is guaranteed to be credible. The information has already been vetted for you by researchers, by scholars, by experts. You can use them. And like I said, they are easy to use. Once you start learning your way around the academic resources at La Roche, you will soon see that the quality of your research papers and projects is excellent. In short, using the academic databases and the academic resources in our digital library will change the way you research forever. So, without any further ado, let's start our tour. The first thing you want to do is log on to the La Roche intranet. Once on the intranet homepage, go to the drop-down menu at the top of the page. Click on Resources, Write Library. So, we're now on the newly redesigned Write Library website. When you have a few minutes of free time, I strongly encourage you to click around this site. You will see that it's chock full of wonderful information and resources. I don't have time to give you an extensive personal tour of the entire site right now, but I do want to point out some features that should absolutely delight you young scholars. The first excellent resource is the online catalog. Our online catalog is very simple to navigate. Say, for example, you wanted to read a novel called Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. All you have to do is type in the title of the book, and voila! You see immediately if we carry the book and where you can find it. Fabulous. So you go to the library, check out the book, read it, love it, and decide that you want to write your research paper on it for your English literature course. You'll go back to the catalog and search for books written about Mrs. Dalloway. Alas, you learn that we do not carry any books of literary criticism on the novel Mrs. Dalloway. But don't worry, you can get a copy of the book very easily by using our next excellent resource, the Palki Easy Borrow system. This very easy and completely free system allows you to borrow books from other libraries without ever leaving the comfort of the La Roche campus. So, when you need a book, always check the La Roche library first. And if we don't have the book you need, click on Easy Borrow to get it. All you have to do is enter your library barcode in the space provided, and you suddenly have hundreds of libraries at your fingertips. Type in the title or author that you're searching for, or go to advanced search if you want to key in certain search criteria. And you have success. a list of 22 books of literary criticism relating to your subject, Mrs. Dalloway. You will notice that each book title is followed by a list of libraries that carry that book. Click on the title of the book you want, and the next page will give you the book abstract and allow you to click Request. Once you click the Request button, it is sent directly to the closest college that has the book on their shelf. That library will secure the book and send it to the Roche Library within a few days. And when it arrives, you will be contacted via email that you may pick up the book at the Roche Library. If you are conducting a large research project, you can request as many books as you need from other libraries. This system is very fast and efficient, so it's like having hundreds of libraries at your disposal at all times. When you're finished with the book, you simply return it to the right library. Interlibrary loan. Just like books are available to you through the Easy Borrow system, you can easily order journal and newspaper articles from other libraries if we don't have them available in our databases. Simply click on Interlibrary Loan in the Quick Links menu, fill out the form, and submit it. The article will be emailed directly to you. Government documents. In 1974, Congressman John Hines sponsored a bill which established the John J. Wright Library as a depository for free government publications. This means that we receive books, periodicals, and multimedia items containing information on many subjects from the government printing office. The government documents that the Wright Library has in our collection were recently added to our online catalog for your convenience. Now let's move on to the academic databases. We have an enormous collection of electronic resources to facilitate your research at La Roche. So, although our physical library is rather small, literally millions of resources are available to you through our academic databases. The resources you will be able to access when you research using the academic databases include academic journals, newspapers, scholarly websites, ebooks, and government documents. These are credible academic resources, unlike much of what you would find by doing a Google search. The first screen you will see when you click on the Electronic Resources quick link is the EBSCO Discovery site. This excellent feature allows you to search all of the databases at once by author, title, or keyword. If you prefer to search specific databases, however, you can do so by choosing from the list of databases under EBSCO Discovery Service. Let's try a sample search together using EBSCO Discovery Service. Say you had to write a paper on cyberbullying for your psychology class. You haven't yet decided what aspect of bullying you want to focus on, so you begin with a very general keyword search on EBSCO Discovery. You type in cyberbullying, and the search engine comes back with over 70,000 results. Obviously, you need to limit your search quite a bit. So you go back to the search page and click on Full Text. This means that only the articles that are available in full text will appear in the results list. Clicking on Full Text reduces your results list, but you still have too many to sift through. So, you need to think of ways to limit your search further. You may want to click on Peer-Reviewed. Peer-reviewed journals are the top of the line in scholarship quality because every article submitted for publication must be approved by an entire panel of experts in the discipline. Often, the peer reviewers suggest that the author make changes and revisions and then resubmit the article. It's a very rigorous scholarly process that essentially guarantees the professional credibility of the article. So, when you click on peer-reviewed, it reduces the search results further, but it's still too expansive and requires limiting. Now it's time to move away from the basic search into the advanced search field. This will allow you to start limiting or expanding the focus of your search even further. Once you are on the advanced search page, make sure that your previous search limiters are still in place, full text and peer-reviewed. The next thing you want to do is decide on the inclusive dates of publication for your topic. Since cyberbullying is a fairly recent phenomenon, you decide that you only want articles that have been published in the past 5 years. At this time, you may also want to check the box for academic journals only. This will prevent other types of articles, such as book reviews, to appear in your results list. Next, click on English if you are only interested in articles written in English. Then, in the top search field next to the words cyberbullying, click on Title. This will bring back only the articles that actually have the words cyberbullying in the title. These limiters reduce our search results to just under 50, much more manageable. Now it's time to start limiting or expanding, if necessary, the actual focus of your topic. For this step, you use the Boolean operators and, or, and not. The operator and will always limit your search. For example, say you typed in cyberbullying and social media. The results will bring back only the articles that deal both with cyberbullying and social media. If you use the operator or, you would expand your search because you'd be asking for all of the articles that deal with cyberbullying or social media. The operator not limits the search by bringing in all of the articles that deal with the one topic, but definitely not the other topic. But let's say that you decided to use social media as part of your research project on cyberbullying. So you search for articles on cyberbullying and social media. And then you further limit your search by adding and self-esteem. This will yield 7 results. You now have 7 full-text, peer-reviewed journal articles that were published since 2010, all of which discuss the role of social media in cyberbullying and its effect on self-esteem. It sounds like the beginning of a really interesting research project to me. In just a few minutes, you have narrowed 70,000 results to just 7 excellent full-text, peer-reviewed journal articles written in English and published in the past 5 years. Now that we've covered how to find sources and limit or expand your search, let's discuss some of the features of the academic databases that will help you to organize and simplify your research process. The first feature I want to point out is the Sign In option in the top right menu bar. I encourage you all to set up an EBSCOhost account so that your searches can be saved. Too often, students spend 3 or 4 hours researching on the academic databases and saving their articles in their folders, which we'll review in a moment. Then they decide to take a little break for dinner or a nap, and when they come back to the computer, they have been timed out of EBSCOhost and all of their materials saved in their folder are gone. So please do yourself a favor and create an account. It only takes a minute. Once you create the account, It will save your materials until you decide to close the account. Then, every time you start to research with the databases, just sign in to your EBSCOhost account so your materials will be saved. The next features all deal with using your time efficiently and organizing your research. Let's suppose that you're writing a paper for one of your business courses. You've decided to examine the connection between economic recovery from a recession and employment rates. So you plug in the search terms economic recovery and employment. Don't forget to click on full text and limit your search to the years you want. In this case, 2011 through 2015. So, your search yields 23 results. Not too shabby. Now it's time to start using your time efficiently. In order to decide which of these 23 sources you will ultimately use in your research project, you first need to read the abstract. An abstract is a brief scholarly summary of the article. You should be able to tell from the abstract whether or not the article will be useful to you. There are two ways that you can access the abstract. The first way is by hovering your mouse over the magnifying glass symbol to the right of the article title. The second way is by clicking on the article title itself. From this window, you can also use the other time-saving tools. You can save items in your folder, you can email the article to yourself, or save it, or print it, or export it depending on your own needs and preferences. You can also add your own electronic notes to the top of the article. This is a terrific tool because it allows you to remind yourself about the important ideas or elements in the article that you might otherwise forget. And I have saved the very best part for last, the citation feature. Once you have decided to use a quotation, paraphrase, or summary from any particular source, you must document and cite it. Simply click on the Cite tool, and it takes you to the Citation Options screen with 9 different citation formats available to you. Scroll down until you find the citation style your assignment or professor indicated that you should use, and simply copy and paste the information onto your paper. Please be advised, however, that it will be copied and pasted with a shaded background, so you will have to remove that background on your computer before you submit the assignment. You also have the option at this time to export the citation to any bibliographic management software that you happen to be using, such as EndNote or ProCite. Suddenly, citing your sources, once a labor-intensive process that you could easily get wrong, has become the easiest part of the research process. And since the citations are on the highly credible academic databases site, you can be sure that your citations will be correct, unlike some of the other citation programs available on the web. I hope this lesson will help you to become an excellent scholar and researcher here at Roche College. If you have any questions at all, please ask your Roche Experience instructor, or don't hesitate to contact me directly at janine.bayer@laroche.edu. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day.